Yeah, I think just like in gender roles, like I don't want him to expect me to do anything as a woman. Like I don't want him to have any certain expectation of he thinks I should do this or that I should do that.
Wait, didn't you, I'm trying to call back to the beginning of the conversation. Didn't you say men should pay for first dates?
I said they should, yeah. But if they don't, I'm not saying they have to. Like I would go 50-50, but I would prefer if they did.
So they should?
They should, yeah. But it's not like a deal. Like I'm not like, oh, like I'm not going to go on this date.
But isn't that based on a perception of a gender role?
Yeah, but it's not like I'm not like he has to. I would just prefer that. Like if he prefers me,
he has to if he's going to date you, right?
No, he doesn't have to. I just would prefer
Okay,
that.
so you would go on dates with men who you paid for?
I wouldn't pay for them. No, I would go 50-50.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't pay for them. So then
No.
you have a perceived gender role, a stereotypical gender role that you want him to do, right?
Sure.
And so if you have a stereotypical gender role you want him to do, why are you adverse to him having a stereotypical gender role for you to do?
Because if he prefers me to do something, it's not like he's like, you have to do this. Is more
Yeah,
the way where
but-
I'm looking at it.
But if you say you wouldn't date a man if he didn't pay for your date, then you're saying he has to pay for the date to date you.
No, he doesn't have
Right.
to. Like I would still go on the date if he didn't pay for it.
You just got done saying that you
Like
would not pay for a
50-50.
date with a man ever. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
How
like
does
I
that
wouldn't
make
pay
sense?
for 100% of the date. Yeah.
She would do 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
So
but
if
then-
you consider that a gender expectation, then
but
sure.
hang on. That's still setting an expectation, though, that if you're not splitting the date 50-50, that he's going to pay for the date, and you're never going to pay for him on the date, which is still a stereotypical gender role. They're just saying, well, if we go on a date, we can split it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can pay, but I'm never going to fucking pay.
I will pay. I will pay.
How's it leaning into
In
the
a
stereotype?
relationship, like I will I will
first
pay.
date.
First date, yeah. First date's different. Like in the relationship, I will pay. Like
Okay,
100%.
let's talk about first date then.
Yeah, first date, I agree. I have expectation at least 50-50.
Yeah, so you have some gender roles there, then.
Would you be more or less likely to date a guy who's willing to pay for the whole date?
Yeah, I'm more likely to date.
Well,
'Cause
even
I
if
would
it's not
prefer
an
that.
outright, so even if you're open to the idea of going 50-50, even saying, I prefer, or this is kind of better, that in and of itself is a gendered expectation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So are you holding one standard for you and then one standard for them?
I think that's a very specific scenario, though. Like, I think there's a lot more to being.
Have you ever asked a guy out?
No.
Okay, well, there's another one. You expect men to take the initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very gendered expectation.
Sorry to butt in, but I think gender expectations, like, you can have that personally for your own relationship, but I don't think it should be, like, your view pushed onto everyone else. Like, not everyone
Yeah,
else has to.
but that really doesn't make much sense because the idea was inside of a relationship, I don't want a man to have any gendered expectations of me at all. It's like, okay, if that's the case, then why would you have gendered expectations of him? That's bizarre to me.
In a
So if you just
relationship,
say- if you just kind of
I
say,
think that's different
nobody
than a
should
first
have-
date.
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I
yeah,
didn't mean
in
to
a
cut- I didn't mean to
relationship,
cut you off.
I think it's different than a first date. Like, I don't think I have those gender roles, gender views in a relationship in comparison to a first date.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't expect him to pay for everything, like, in the relationship.
Do you expect him to pay for most things?
No, I think it's situational. I think it depends on who makes more money and things like that.
How many kids do you want? Just curious. Do you want kids?
I don't know yet, but if I did, maybe 2.
Are you going to take maternity leave?
Probably.
How far into the pregnancy do you want to continue working? Like up until you would like 8 months, 9 months?
Up until I can't, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how much time do you want to take off? after you have a kid? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months?
Maybe
Longer?
like the first 2 months.
And then straight back to work, and then into the daycare they go?
I mean, I'm not there yet, but
Sure, yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I'm there right now, and that is not what you would want.
I don't think you get 2 months, right?
You get 6 weeks or 12 weeks.
Like preferably, I would want them to be watched by family, but I don't know where I'll be when when
Right.
I have kids. So
Yeah, but it is very difficult to leave a 2-month-old.
Yeah. Okay. I had something else, but it slipped my mind. What about you? Why would you not date a guy who is not a feminist?
It just doesn't align with my morals.
Morals, okay.
And I wouldn't exactly like date a guy who is a feminist. There's other qualities that I look
Sure.
for. So, yeah.
But if he wasn't a feminist, or if he was not a feminist, that would be a deal breaker.
Depends how strong of an anti-feminist he is.
Very strong.
Yeah, no.
Very strong. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how you can even have levels to it, right? You're either pro-feminism or you're not pro-feminism, right? It's like it's really just either one or the other. I don't know how you could just be kind of feminist. It's like you just are a feminist and believe in the feminist ideals, or you don't. I don't really know how you could be in between on that one.
And I don't think most people know the true definition of feminism. People equate it to like women's rights because the word feminine is in there, but that means equal to both sides. That means you guys are splitting the first date and everything thereafter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they know that.
I mean, it's not clear to me if feminism is about equality.
I think it is.
I look more for equity than equality.
What do you mean?
Like,
Hey, hang on, real quick. Before you tell us, are you about to use a standing on the box analogy to look over a fence?
that's one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Let's listen, let's hear it.
Well, I guess using the one that he said, like standing on a box, like if one person is short and one person is tall, you're not just going to give both of them like one box. You're probably going to give the shorter person 2 boxes.